Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes, yes, yes. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Hello, Haddonfield, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this psychorific soiree that you just stumbled into the middle of is what we like to call Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly, mostly weekly gathering, hangout, and all around geek fest celebrating the greatest franchise in all of horror, and of course, with the greatest group of fans in existence. So welcome, and that brings me to our returning friends. What's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. You made it. You made it through another week, another Monday. Since our last live stream here together, another couple weeks. It's been a minute or two, or 4 weeks, actually, to be exact. A little longer than I like to go without doing a live stream and hanging out with you guys. So even though we don't have a ton of news to go over tonight, I got some bites for you to chew on. I got some fun, in-depth flashback stuff with our recent interview subjects and some more to talk about. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, it has been 4 weeks since our last Triple M live stream, and I missed you guys. So welcome and happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? Excellent. I see we got some of our illustrious channel members, Patrick Ring and Brett Patrick, checking in. Happy Michael Myers Monday, guys. Of course, lots of our regulars, part of the Triple M crew in the house. Teen Wolf and Phil is here. Tim and David Suber, of course. I see Josh Baker Videos has dropped in as well. What's up, man? Let's see. Christopher Bell. Hey, man. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Rob Windsor, another illustrious channel member. I love it. Channel membership's just $5 a month, guys. And we're going to be doing another members exclusive live stream very soon. Michael Myers is stalking the live chat, I see. That's awesome. Good to see Michael in the house. Megan has checked in and Saul as well. Awesome. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. I appreciate you guys remembering where we live over here. Like I said, it has been a minute, and I've tried to keep the live chat at least going during these weeks when we didn't have the live stream going. At least we had the chat and premiering some new stuff, which I hope you've been enjoying some of these recent interviews with the likes of Mr. Dwight Little, of course, just a few weeks ago, director of Halloween 4. I hope you enjoyed that one. And then the week after that, we did a little flashback, a little rerun, if you will, from when Eric Preston joined us a few weeks prior to that. And then just last week, during this time slot, of course, we premiered our interview with Mexifunk, Orlando Aracena, artist of the new Halloween Illustrated reissue of the novelization. So I hope you've checked all of them out. And even more recently, of course, my latest exclusive interview with the great Daniel Davies. Of course, John Carpenter's bandmate, along with Cody Carpenter, talked a lot about Lost Themes 4, all the Lost Themes albums, all the recent Halloween albums, his upcoming solo album, and lots more. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about those interviews and just a little bit of news that each of those guys kind of dropped our way if you were paying attention. So we'll get into that in just a few minutes. And then I do have a few additional news bites for us to go over. And of course, we'll do shout outs and polls at the end, just like normal. And when we talk about the interviews, I've got a couple of clips for you to relive if you've already watched them, or to preview if you haven't watched them yet. So we got all that to look forward to this evening. And again, I want to thank all of you for joining us. I want to remind you that live chat is enabled. Of course, super chats as well. And of course, memberships are open. Like I said, it's just $5 per month to be a member, like some of our members here. Andromeda, speaking of which, Andromeda, one of our illustrious members, has just dropped in. I see Jenny is in the house as well. Welcome, guys. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Great to see everybody filtering in. I love it. Again, it goes a long way to help us, and you get lots of cool perks. We're going to be adding some other cool perks. We just did a giveaway recently. But one of the big ones is you get early access to a lot of our pre-recorded videos, including our exclusive interviews. So if you're liking what you're seeing there, you can get even more of it, even sooner than anybody else if you're one of our channel members. All right. Something else I do want to you guys, just a couple of, I guess, announcements or just reminders, whatever it may be in your case. If you didn't hear about it, we are running a halfway to Halloween sale on all of our in-stock Michael Myers masks, as well as our Universal Studios, Universal Monsters masks, of which we're already out of the Frankensteins, but we do have a couple Creature from the Black Lagoon masks, which are beautiful. So if you've been thinking about getting an officially licensed Gilman mask from the original Creature from the Black Lagoon, we got a couple. And we've also got Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends masks, all in stock currently. And I'm going to pull this one up over here. Oh, wait, here he is. Yeah. This is actually the last one of these guys. This was released last year from Trick or Treat Studios. This is that clean version of the Halloween 07 mask. Really the version that young Michael Daig wears. They call it the 92 murder mask. But this is our last one of these, at least for the time being. So if you want to get a hold of that, and I'm telling you all of this to tell you I've pinned it up top in the chat, but if you use code H2H2024 for halfway to Halloween 2024, you'll get 10% off. And that's on any of our Universal Monsters or Michael Myers masks that are currently in stock. And currently we've got that sale concluding in just 2 days on the 15th. So take advantage of that sale. I know some of you did. Patrick used the discount and got one of our Halloween Kills masks to go into his collection. So again, if you guys were on the fence or looking, maybe waiting for a sign, maybe this is your sign. So again, we've got one more of that one. And here's some of our ends, one of our ends. Of course, we've got plenty of those. We've got Kills. We've got 2018s all in stock right now. And there's other stuff, but they're not on sale at the moment. But again, use that code. I pinned it at the top of the live chat so you can find it real easily and get 10% off any and all of the in-stock Michael Myers or Universal Monsters masks right now through May 15th. Happy halfway to Halloween. And of course, happy Michael Myers Monday. Now, another thing, well, I'm going to take a breath and a sip, and then I'm going to give you one more announcement to bring to your attention. Oh, do we have a birthday in the Jenny, your birthday was yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday then. Excellent. Awesome. Let's see. I see Sam is checked in. Jason now as well. Awesome. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Great to see you guys. I appreciate you being here. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know, you might have saw we took a poll the other day, and we started taking action on that. It's been a little project that I wanted to explore, but we're going to start putting the audio from most of our interviews, especially the more long-form exclusive interviews that we do, up as podcasts. If you prefer to just listen on the go, if that's easier. And we've started, it's just called the Halloween Daily Interviews podcast right now, and it's on Spotify, and it's going to be going up on Apple and all the other platforms here in the coming days. So be on the lookout for that. For now, though, I did put the link in the description of this live stream to that Halloween Daily Interviews Spotify podcast, and you can check it out, and you can click the follow link, and that'll help us rise higher in the algorithms over there on Spotify as well. Just another way for you guys to enjoy some of our interviews. Now, you'll notice there's only 3 up there right now. We're putting averaging about 1 a day right now of some of ours from the archives and from our library. And then, once we get more or less caught up, they'll be more or less in line with the new interviews that we do here. Of course, the video will always remain exclusive here for our YouTube audience. So if you listen to Spotify, that link is in the description down below. And then if you listen to podcasts on any other platform, just be on the lookout. We're going to have links to all that coming very soon as well. And I'd appreciate if you'd hit the follow button or the subscribe button or all of the above when that time comes. All right, let's see what's happening in the live chat before we move into our first news bite of the evening. Nice to see all the crew in the house tonight. I love it. Awesome. I hope everybody has had a good week, a good start to this week, and as a whole, a good 4 weeks. I was doing the math. Is that right? But yeah, it was 3 Mondays. This is the 4th Monday since our last live stream. Of course, that followed an epic Michael Myers March where we had live guests every week. Of course, we had Dig last month. We're going to be doing some more of that. Don't worry. But like I said, it's not always going to be that. There's still going to be plenty of time for just us, because I want y'all to myself every now and then, and just every now and then. And of course, there'll be other pre-recorded interview content coming. And I do want to hear from you guys. What did you think of the last couple weeks about, dropping a new interview at the 10:31 p.m. Eastern time slot during our usual gathering? If possible, it's not always going to work out, but it did, with Dwight, it did with Orlando. Are you guys feeling that? That way we can, my thinking is we can at least still gather at the same time, same channel, and hang out in the live chat. It's just that the conversation isn't as interactive that you're listening to and seeing on screen, obviously. I kind of liked it as I was available for that, but not for the live stream per se. Also, I do kind of like it as a showcase for the interviews too, sometimes. So, but you guys tell me what you think about that here in the live chat tonight. What your opinion on all that is, because again, I want to hear from you guys. We want to do what you guys are feeling the most, as much as possible moving forward. I did not see that. The Fright Rags is releasing a halfway to Thanksgiving collection. That's hilarious. Well, I'm definitely going to be. I'll have to check that out. That's pretty funny. Halfway to Thanksgiving. Yeah. Well, I guess it is, right? All right. again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about both those interviews. But first, we do have just a couple franchise related or maybe even franchise adjacent. Well, no, it's all related to the franchise in one way or another. Um, News bites, I like to call them, to chew on here tonight. So we're going to go into those right now. And you might have heard of some of this already. Um, but I do think, again, nothing earth shattering by any means. Still don't have any news on the TV series, but I do think that these are noteworthy enough and worth mentioning here. Um, what's up, Eduardo? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Sam says, I like the pre recorded interviews. A couple seem to run out of steam opposed to the ones you did where we could ask questions. Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Keeps it a little more lively with the interaction. Definitely. All right. Good note. I appreciate it. And again, I mean, the plan, at least for now, is to do it like this and bring in guests, a couple guests a month, you know, if not every week, maybe every couple weeks, have a special guest on. And then as things ramp up with other projects like this TV series, then things would conceivably ramp up here with even more guests and discussions and stuff like that. But again, on those weeks where I do have a interview, as it was with Dwight and with Orlando, where it's really not all focused on this franchise, but really very very much focused. I thought it made sense to at least be able to give those to you guys because we always like to try to do something cool on Michael Myers Monday just to celebrate the day anyway. But why not do it at the same time and channel? Was my thinking on that. So yeah, we'll probably do some of that from time to time. All right, we're gonna jump into our first news item of the evening. And again, you guys might have heard about some of these, maybe you haven't. But this one, I'm wearing my Myers House, North Carolina T-shirt. One of them, I talk about it quite a bit. Our buddy Kenny, he owns and lives at a life-size replica of the Myers House. It's here in North Carolina, and it's awesome. You can go there and visit it. You can learn more at MyersHouseNC.com. And he hosts a lot of cool events there, and he's got one coming up this coming weekend, actually, on Saturday, May 18th, with special guest Sandy Johnson. That's right. Our friend and yours, the amazing Sandy Johnson. Of course, Michael's first ever victim, Judith Myers. She will be returning to the Myers house, North Carolina, this Saturday, May 18th. And you can meet her there, get your autograph, get your pictures. And I would venture to say there's going to be a Michael Myers, a shape or two, stalking the event as well. Um, all those events that Kenny hosts out there are always cool and exciting. And if you've never been out there and checked it out, if you're out here on the East Coast and maybe can get there easier than getting out to Pasadena, where the actual Myers house is, it's a damn good alternative for sure, and it's a damn good in addition to bonus if you have already been to the other one and ever get a chance to. He's got an amazing collectibles collection as well. So want to bring that to your attention. And another thing that I just saw come up the other day, and then she actually posted again about it today for Michael Myers Monday. She didn't use the hashtag, but I'm saying it was for Michael Myers Monday because it was posted today. But Jamie Lee Curtis is doing another charity merch sale for her to raise money for the sick kids, injured children, critically ill. The Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, which is her charity that she gives to. So what is going on is that again, this Saturday, May 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific, so that'd be 12 noon out here for us on the East Coast. Um, Jamie says, don't miss your chance to get one of the 78 copies of this very limited edition 11 by 18 lobby card from the 2018 Halloween movie. And of course, she explains, as I'm sure I don't have to explain to you guys, but she's explaining in this post today that it's 78 copies specifically in honor of the year the first Halloween movie was released, obviously 1978. And they will be numbered 1 through 78, and they will each be signed by Jamie Lee Curtis and personalized if desired. And this collectible image is from the generous heart, she says, of Ryan Green, who is the set photographer and I believe David Gordon Green's brother um, of the recent Halloween films. She goes on to explain that this was, in fact, and many of you probably remember this too, but this was the first image ever released from Halloween 2018. So, for you collectors, there you go. You better get on it. Only 78 copies. That's pretty wild. And in other news, what are you looking at here? What you're looking at here is a recent Instagram post from The Boy from Below. Now, Boy from Below is an upcoming indie horror movie. It's a Halloween horror movie. And we did a little article about it just a few weeks ago at HalloweenDailyNews.com. I urge you to check it out. You can learn all about it. And it's, long story short, it takes place in a video store in the 90s, and it's a Halloween set horror movie. And believe it or not, the great Tommy Lee Wallace is not only attached to this movie, but he is acting on screen in this movie, The Boy from Below. And so they're currently in production, and this was posted publicly just a few days ago, but I thought it was pretty amazing to see this. Tommy Lee Wallace on screen, and Boy from Below, their official Instagram account, states that this is a first look at the legendary Tommy Lee Wallace as Dr. Dementia in The Boy from Below. And of course, I love the Halosphere that we get a little taste of in there. And there they are shooting. That's director Tori Jones. And if you saw Tori's previous slasher, I think it was a Wicked One. This is a reimagining of that. First look at Tommy Lee Wallace as Dr. Dementia in The Boy from Below. Again, you can learn more about this indie Halloween horror movie upcoming right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And this next one, I mean, this is a new, filed in the News Bites column, but it's also maybe our first shout out of the evening, our first Michael Myers Monday shout out, because it was posted 1 week ago, last Monday, on Michael Myers Monday, by one of the greatest, most prolific Michael Myers Monday posters ever. Our friend, the great Tyler Main. He's always using the hashtag, has for years, always gets into it. Certainly not the only one, but he is one of one of the most religious about posting every Monday, and we love to see it. Well, he outdid himself last week. Did you see this? Many of you may have heard that another friend of ours, Scout Taylor Compton, got married last weekend on May 6th. Tyler posts the following day, "This is by far my favorite Michael Myers Monday post of all time. Family is forever. I love you, kid, and welcome to the family, Tom. Hope everyone else's weekend was as memorable as mine, but I doubt it. Hashtag Halloween, hashtag family is forever." And like I said, Scout on May 6th married her, uh, well, married her new husband, Tom O'Connell, who, by the way, doubled Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader in the recent Ahsoka and Obi-Wan Kenobi shows. So, yeah, Laurie Strode married Darth Vader. But that's not even the coolest part, because the second image that Tyler shared is this. That's right. Not only did Laurie Strode grow up to marry Darth Vader, but look who officiated the wedding. Look who literally married Laurie Strode to Darth Vader. Tyler Mane officiating the wedding. How perfect is that? I mean, love made in Haddonfield. Like he said, family is forever. Of course, the tagline from Rob Zombie's H2. I just thought this was awesome to see. And of course, from all of us, congrats to Scout and Tom again. This is where the fun begins, guys. Enjoy it. All right, let me jump over here in the live chat. Somebody was asking, let's see, Charles Thomas has checked in. You're going to follow us on Spotify. Thank you. Is the Dwight Little interview on Spotify? Not yet, but it will be. Yeah, like I said, I literally just over the weekend started the Spotify podcast page, and I've just started pulling audio from our library of interviews, and it was kind of like, well, should we go back 4 years ago to like our first interview with James G. Courtney and do them all in chronological order and get caught up, or should we just start with our most recents? And the answer is a little bit of both. We're just gonna put up what we can when we can. Um, on average, probably about well, I mean, I'm going to try to do one per day for a little while here as we're getting it, you know, in the algorithms, so to speak. So, all right, guys, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. There we go. All right, so that's your news bites for the evening. So yes, I don't have the Dwight one up yet. It'll be up again. Just give me a couple days, and we're gonna have it loaded with a bunch of our interviews up there, and we'll be constantly adding more. From the uh, past couple of years of doing these video interviews. Um, so you can look for that, and I do appreciate the follow. I appreciate that. Let's see. Teen Wolf says, getting married by Michael Myers has got to be as cool as getting married by Dr. Frankenfurter in Vegas. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Minister Myers, that's right. I love it. That's cool. Good one, Darth. Um, all right, like I said, I hope you checked out both of last week's interviews. I had two really cool conversations that I was very excited to share both of them with you guys. First up, 1 week ago, we premiered my exclusive interview with Orlando Mexifunk Erosina, and I hope you checked it out because there was a lot of good stuff in there about just his own passion for Michael Myers and the original film and this franchise in general, and also just some amazing insight into um, the creative decisions that went into that book, and just some of the parameters that he was given or wasn't given in some cases, and was allowed to just bring his own Mexi funkness, I guess you would say. And he talks about that quite a bit in the interview, and I found it fascinating. So right now I'm going to share a clip from that interview. If you haven't seen it, this is a good preview for you, but it's just really just a small taste of everything. But I want you guys to check this out. And before we go to this, though, there was a tiny bit of news, somewhat hinted at in this. Not really breaking news, but um, as with the next interview we're going to talk about, they both kind of teased that there's something coming, and one of the statements that Orlando made at one point was in reference to having conversations with Printed in Blood about um, maybe possibly one day doing something like a pop-up book or a 3D book. These were two terms that he mentioned. And he did say that well, he very much leads me to believe after this conversation that there's definitely going to be some more collaborations between himself and Printed in Blood having to do with Michael Myers and this franchise coming soon. What that could be, hey, it's all speculation. He hadn't told me anything off the record yet, but so I don't know at all. But my immediate thoughts were, well, in addition to maybe that pop up book or a 3D book or something like that, could we possibly see something similar done with other novelizations, like maybe the Halloween 2 novelization or the Halloween 3 novelization, possibly? Um, I think something like that would be just amazing, to say the least, and something that I would love to dive into. So I don't know, but again, you guys tell me what you think. Meanwhile, check out this clip, and you're going to hear a little bit more about, like I said, the what parameters were and or were not put on Orlando in taking on this project, and just a little bit about getting the project and what it meant to him, uh, to be chosen for this. So check this out, this clip from my recent exclusive interview with Orlando Mexifunk Erosina, artist of the Halloween Illustrated re-release of the 1978 movie novelization. I'll be right here with you in the live chat while we're watching this. I think it's about 10 minutes long, so I'm just going to rest my voice, drink some warm tea for a few minutes, hang out in the live chat, and then we'll be back on here to talk a little bit more about it.
With this particular project, when I got the phone call and they're like, hey, would you be interested in doing the renovelization, an illustrated book? I was like, and they're like, no, we've been there. Are you talking with me? Well, we got a window that we want to hit, and we know that you move fast.
Okay, I apologize for this technical interruption. Let's try this again.
With this particular project, when I got the phone call and they're like, hey, would you be interested in doing the renovelization, an illustrated book? I practically pissed my pants. I was just like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? And they're like, and he was like, no, honestly. And I was like, wow, I mean, we've been chatting here and there about touch and go, about different possibilities. Are you really like just fucking with me, or like we gonna do this? And he was like, well, we got a window that we want to hit, and we know that you move fast. And I was like, okay, how fast do we need to do it? Because at this point, I knew that there was a novel out there from 78. But like most folks, I jumped on the whole collector thing rather late in my life, you know? And I didn't know that, you know, there was so much to the novel,
Yeah.
you know? And when I got my hands on it, I went through it and I was like, holy, wow. Wow, I thought I knew this property. I thought I knew Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And then you read, like, you know, the novel, and I was just taken back by it. And I remember, you know, talking to Steve, and I'm talking to Phil. He's also part owner of Printed in Blood, and having conversations with Compass Group,
Yeah.
and wanting to know, okay, well, what are the guardrails?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a higher than holy property for some of
Yeah.
us. And
I
you
was
know
going to ask
what
about that, if there were parameters that they gave you. So,
oh
yeah.
man, Matt, you know, you know, having you know, a background with, you know, with being respectful to certain brands, or being focused on what the goal is to try to not upset the community or the audience. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, here I was really happy, and I was enormously just, you know, honored with the invitation and the opportunity. But at the same time, I have to tell you, I was kind of shit in a pickle, because I was like, okay, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, well, we want you to do you. All right, we want you to do Mexi Fun. We want you to do what you're known for, but with our property, with our baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, whoa, hold on. I said, you know, are you asking me to reinvent everything?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some other artists would have just jumped at the opportunity at the jugular and said, oh my God, I get to re-envision, you know, Michael Myers in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
I was the opposite. I was like, hell no, man. I mean, that's, you know, I wouldn't want, you know, I would, but deep down, out of respect,
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Mhm.
If anything, I said, okay, would you mind if I basically kept very true to the visual DNA of what's
Mhm.
been established with Carpenter and the film series and the first movie?
Yeah.
All right. And they were like, yeah, we have all the rights to all the likenesses. Like there's not going to be any type of legal battle and back and forth that, you know, so and so actress doesn't like
Mhm.
how she looks here on this page. Like you make the call, and you make the call for everything that hasn't been visually integrated from a director's point of view, from a cinematic point of view. And
Yeah.
that was really, really exciting, like really, really exciting, because uh you know, it allowed me a lot of wriggle room to
Yeah.
explore all this early upfront family history storytelling,
Yeah.
you know. And it's, you know, it was enchanting, to tell you the truth. It was just like, wow, okay, let's get really into it, you know, look at it from like a very horrific but romantic eye, and respectful.
Yes.
And you know, it came about, but it was tough. You know, when I asked Steven, I was like, hey, how many illustrations are we talking about? He was like, well, I already got an outline of the book, you know, and like how I'm thinking where we could position things. And I'm like, cool. I'm thinking in my head, like maybe, you know, 25 at the most, because, you know, you want to tell the story more. No, he already had like planned out like over 200. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you want 200? He's like, yeah, can we get 200 like in like 2 months or so? Whoa. I was like, okay, time out. I've got other projects. I can't say no to. I got to juggle them, you know. So it was wild. You know, I think, you know, instead of what I really, really wanted to do was try to do this all outside of this digital vector world, right? That I'm
Yeah.
known for. And I really wanted to go back to like just really traditional kind of
Yeah.
watercolors, and play with my airbrush like I used to many,
Mhm.
many millennia ago. And but looking back at it, I'm glad I didn't make that move for the actual illustrated, you know, storytelling,
Mhm.
because you know, when you play in that kind of traditional art, it's a pain in the ass to have to go back and correct anything. If anybody's like, hey, can we just position
Oh
this person
yeah.
off this way? And change the look on this person. And it's like, are you kidding me? This is all original art. Like there's no Command Z undo features here. I mean, this is it. You
Yeah.
want me to start, you want me to make those changes? I got to start all over again.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that on the tail end of everything, one of the options that we have for the collectors out there on Printed in Blood is, this big premium package where, you get the posters, you get the autographs, but you're also getting an original, ink drawing,
Oh yeah.
handed in. And each one is different. It's not like I just created these things and then,
Hmm.
hey, let's just scan off about 300 of them and just tip them in. No, I mean, each one is significantly different. And I'm very happy that we were able to negotiate and throw that in there, not just for the collectors and for
Yeah.
the property, but for me to have like a part where I'm like, okay, at least I'm including something that folks could really, sink their teeth in as far as like an original piece, not just a copy of something manipulated.
Sure. Yeah. And I love hearing that because I wanted to ask you about that, about the parameters and about the balance of, because yeah, some of your illustrations are, I would say, more literal, like what we've recognized from the
Yeah,
films and we know from the story. And then other ones, are, I'd say, more abstract, more like, stuff. And again, there's a lot of stuff in the novel, like you
yeah.
said, that is not in the film, and it's just
Hmm.
fascinating in its own right. And you're able to illustrate some of that, and then some of it's just more kind of cerebral illustrations of what's going on. So I wanted to ask a little bit about that balance, because I see both in there, and I like both, and I like
Hey, thanks.
seeing stuff that we don't see in the film because we all know it by heart and we love it and it's perfect. And but here we get this, just it's like more to chew on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and it was really tough when we were out on the floor in Pasadena
Yeah.
at the H45 convention,
Yeah.
right? Celebration. Like a lot of folks were like, so what's the difference between that coffee existing art book? Because Printed in Blood had put out this big, beautiful multi-artist collection Halloween celebrated book. So people were kind of
Oh yes,
perplexed.
the
They're like,
art
well,
book.
what's
Yes.
what's the
Hmm.
difference with the art book between this? And
Yes.
we had to tell them, well, about the novelization, and then their eyes blow up and they go, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? A 1978 novel. I don't remember that. And I'm like, well, so and so has it over there for $1,000 at that booth. You know what I mean? They're like,
Right.
wait, really? So what is this? And I'm like, well, having being a fan of like the golden age of illustration and children's book,
Yeah.
and N.C. Wyeth, being one of my favorite, like, all-time
Hmm.
American illustrators. I saw this as that platform where I was like, oh man, I'm so happy that Printed in Blood sees it the same way that I see it, and Compass sees it the same way, when we're going to create, not just pull straight from the movie, but we're going to basically,
Yeah.
you know, add in so much more to this novel and make it into a visual storybook.
Hmm.
Not just a script book, or a storyboard book where it's like, oh, okay, well, here are the sequences in order. Boom, 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 boom. When
Yeah.
they told me, hey, we do want you, we would appreciate if you would bring some cadence and respect from
Yeah.
the cinematic world. And
Sure.
for me, I was like, that's sure. Can I play with it though? And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah,
Hmm.
just don't be afraid to pull from it directly if you want.
Right.
And I said, yeah, no, I'll pull here and I'll make a big, beautiful collage, of Jamie and the shape, and
Yeah.
here he is on that, you know, iconic scene where he's hiding, standing right on the sidewalk when
Hmm.
they first glance at each other, and he's right by the hedges. And, I really wanted to capture that. So I was really, really thankful that, there weren't like these big, strict guardrails of like, you must, you must, you must, you must, you must. And I'm also glad that they were like, do as you wish,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of fun playing around with like throwing in Easter eggs
Oh yeah.
on the upfront of the novel, where we talked about kind of the old celebrations of Samhain and like the
Yeah.
Celtic days. And
Hmm.
if you really look at the positioning of some of the composition and the iconography, there's some Celtic runes in there that symbolize certain things and their positioning, whether it's life and death, whether it's being a puppet, and you got to look really into some of
Yeah.
the illustrations, like when you have a witch riding alongside of like death and a big goat kind of nemesis entity, and they're flying over the city. I mean, over this,
Hmm.
little sleepy town. Um, I had a lot of fun just playing around with. I love doing research and I love culture. So anytime I'm able to dip my toes into that, I really bring it to the front and just embrace it all and just put it out there.
Hey everybody, I want to remind you that we have official merch. That's right. Now available in the HDN Spring Store. You can show your love for Halloween every day, all year round, with official Halloween Daily News t-shirts. Many different designs are available, many different styles, colors, all sizes, including the original HDN Classic, our special Triple M crew design for the Michael Myers Monday regulars out there, and our brand new What Would John Carpenter Do design. All of these are available, like I said, multiple sizes, colors, and styles on t-shirts. And that's not all. We've got other merch available like mugs and stickers and lots of other cool stuff. Check it out now at the merch link in the description of this video. And that's right, we got the merch link in the description of the video. Get yourself a Triple M crew shirt. And then tag us when you're rocking it on your social medias out there. Yeah, thanks, Jason. I appreciate all the kind words, man. And yeah, Teen Wolf, you're right. A lot of classic films getting novelizationized now. It's pretty cool that novelizations seem to be back now. And I'd have to say, the recent Halloween trilogy, each getting their novelizations, that's part of that for sure. That's, I'm not going to say it's all because of them, but I mean, I'd say that's a big part of it for sure. Just seeing that is still a market for it. So anyway, if you haven't watched the full interview, I hope you'll check it out. It's awesome. Lots more where that came from. Orlando's amazing, badass artist, and just a fun dude to talk to. So, and like I said, he does kind of hint at some, not kind of, he hints at some other project or projects. I don't know. Something cool coming our way very soon. So, we're going to keep an eye out for that for sure. Now, my other exclusive interview that we premiered last week was premiered on Friday, and it was with Daniel Davies, of course, John Carpenter's bandmate, along with Cody Carpenter. And Daniel, of course, has collaborated with John on all of the Lost Themes albums, the anthology albums, and of course, the recent trilogy of Halloween movies, as well as the Firestarter remake soundtrack and the upcoming A24. I see y'all talking about Crystal Lake. The upcoming A24 movie, Death of a Unicorn. They also are currently at work on the soundtrack for that one. It stars Paul Rudd, Halloween Link, and the great and powerful Jenna Ortega in that one as well. Now that's an A24 movie I'm definitely cannot wait to see for sure. So that interview with Daniel was another just awesome conversation, and we recorded it. I mean, have you guys been listening to the new Carpenter album, Lost Themes 4? Because I've been listening the hell out of it. But the interview was recorded actually on the day the album was released, on Friday, May 3rd. So the night before, Thursday night, May 2nd, I stayed up until midnight. I'm usually up past midnight most nights anyway, but I definitely wanted to stay up till midnight that night so I had my own private listening party, basically. I mean, Sue was there, our own private listening party in the living room of the new Carpenter album, knowing that I'm going to have this conversation with Daniel, the next morning. And then of course I get up the next day and it's just in my ears on repeat the whole album all morning as I'm prepping for the interview. So I was stoked to talk to him, especially at that time, and hearing so much of it for the first time. I love the album. It's heavy. It's got and we talked about that about the track "Last Rites" and another one that it's called "The Demon's Shadow," and we talked about how it kind of has a Black Sabbath feel to it a little bit. Talked about a lot of cool stuff like that. And of course, working on the soundtracks. And this is what we were talking about in this next clip I'm going to share with you. If you haven't watched the interview yet, you'll hear a little bit about um, working on the 2018 soundtrack and a particular moment which I loved hearing Daniel talk about, but a particular moment where it really kind of hit home to him that what was going on, and it was kind of the goosebumps inducing moment for him, so to speak. So this one isn't quite as long as the previous clip, but check this one out. This is from my most recent exclusive interview with the great guitarist Daniel Davies. Again, if you haven't checked out the full interview, it's in the interviews playlist and will be on our new Spotify podcast very soon. But check it out when you get a chance. Right now, here is a little preview, though. Now, at what point did the idea, the prospect of doing the 2018 Halloween film enter into this? Because again, this was another moment where, like, for Michael Myers fanatics and Halloween fans, Carpenter fans, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. And I've heard Malik Akkad say it was like the first call he made once things were getting in motion was to John. But when did you guys what's your kind of earliest memories of conversations, stirrings that, hey, maybe we're gonna work on this Halloween 2018 soundtrack?
I think how it started was David Gordon Green and Danny McBride had presented an idea to John and wanted to include him and Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think Malik Akkad and Blumhouse were all working on an idea, and then later, John said, "Oh, they might be making a Halloween, and maybe we should see about doing the music." Talk to David Gordon Green about it, and David Gordon Green thought that was a great idea, and then it just kind of evolved from there, and then they then we were doing it, and it was really fun to do that. It was amazing, to be with, like, I remember, like, we had written a whole bunch of music for the film, and it was the first time that David Gordon Green came and sat with us, and sitting with John and him together making the movie and helping that story evolve was really incredible.
And were you, obviously, like you said, in your younger years, it doesn't even register that John created Michael Myers and all of these iconic films. At this point, are you a fan of Michael Myers, of these films at all yourself, and just as a film fan yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like a lot of John's movies, and yeah, I feel like Halloween has a very unique feel,
Yeah.
and I like that, and I think David Gordon Green's 2018 one had a kind of a connection to that feel. He kind of kept that going, and then over the other two movies he did, that the third one then really, I felt like, became his own, and yeah, I mean, yeah, once I was a teenager, what's happening, and but yeah, I mean, it's great to be a small part of that,
Well, and I was going to ask that if like there was a point where you're working on this soundtrack and you're like inside, maybe just geeking out a little bit, that this is the return of, because again, for us fans, it had been a long time since the last time we had a Michael Myers movie of any kind, and much less with John's involvement in the soundtrack. I mean, this was like a huge deal for us anyway. Was there ever like a moment just even inside where you're just thinking, man, this is pretty awesome?
Yeah, there was a moment in so we had like a first sort of rough cut of the film that we were working on, and it didn't have the opening titles yet, so we hadn't put
Okay.
the theme in,
Hmm.
John's original theme, and there's a long first person shot in that movie through the houses. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
And from Michael Myers' perspective, and that's where we put in the Halloween theme for the first time, and the movie became Halloween suddenly, and it was amazing. It was a really exciting moment. Like you get goosebumps, and so that was one I remember that was quite striking, and just a great memory from doing that. And you know, it's that those movies just have just a couple minutes of the original themes, and then we wrote an hour and a half of more original music for those movies in each one. And um, but those to be a part of those original themes and all that music, it was just so much fun. We just have such a great time doing it, and uh, that just those kind of movies are just so fun.
Again, if you haven't checked out the full interview, I urge you to do so. You can find it at HalloweenDailyNews.com or, of course, right here on the HDN YouTube channel. And coming soon to the Halloween Daily Interviews podcast. And in addition to the brand new album, John Carpenter's Lost Themes for Noir, Daniel Davies also has his own solo album entitled Ghost of the Heart coming out in just a couple weeks. In fact, on June 21st, that's when Ghost of the Heart will be released. That's, like I said, Daniel's solo album. Then, at some point this year, Death of a Unicorn, I assume this year, is going to be released. I don't know what the release date is for that, if it even has one. So we've got that new music from them, and he tells me as of the time of our interview, just a little over a week ago, they were currently at work on that soundtrack. So, but then this is the noteworthy part, our last little news bite of the evening, but he did give us just a tiny, tiny little hint of a tease of a scoop when I asked about anything else upcoming beyond these three projects. And what he said was that there is, in fact, something special coming this Halloween. And of course, he didn't elaborate beyond that, but I was happy. That alone was happy enough. I mean, it's not far away, and whatever he's talking about is going to be announced pretty soon. But of course, I couldn't wait to get here tonight on Monday night and get y'all's immediate feedback about that. Like, what do you think he's talking about? Something for Halloween. There's going to be something special this Halloween, was his exact words. Um, is it going to be an extended edition of one of the soundtracks of Ends or something like they did with 2018? Is it going to be? I don't think it's going to be another Lost Themes album. I mean, I'm pretty sure of that. I don't think it's going to be another anthology album because we just got the second anthology, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I doubt it would be a third anthology, although that's possible. Um, my one of my first thoughts though was, what if they, with the anthology albums, they've re-recorded certain tracks from John's various soundtracks throughout the decades. What if they go back in and actually re-record all of the 78 soundtrack, like with Daniel and Cody on it now, and doing it their way today, like they've done. They've already done some of the tracks on the anthology albums, in addition to their remakes, I guess, of other tracks like from Escape from New York and The Fog and so many of these others. So I was thinking maybe it'd be something like that. And then again, I mean, he doesn't specifically say it's got to do with Halloween, but I mean, he says, and he even says after that, for all the Halloweenies or something to that effect. So I'm pretty sure it does have to do with this franchise in some way, but a juicy little morsel of a preview of something coming our way. Let me hear from you right now in the live chat, and if you're watching this on replay, let me hear from you in the comments below. What do you think he's talking about? What's coming this Halloween? What is that something special coming our way? I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Now, in just a minute, we are gonna do some poll results, and then we're gonna launch this week's poll. It actually just launched officially a few minutes ago, so we're right on schedule. Yeah, so new take on a meta killer. That's what I'm saying. If we're gonna create our own slasher, let's go super meta on it. That's what I'm saying. Solid. I never knew that either. Oh yeah, Brett says that's what I was thinking too. A new 78 soundtrack. Love when they played that whole soundtrack on the tour. Right. Or, hey, that's a good point, Brett. Maybe it's not even a full studio recording. Maybe it's what you just said. Maybe it's a live recording, because they did put out that DVD of the tour recently. So they've got conceivably tons of footage, even stuff that wasn't in that documentary. Maybe that's it. That's a whole nother possibility I didn't think about. That maybe it's like a live album. You know what I mean? They haven't even really done that. They did the live DVD, and in this case, it could be an album with a DVD, hypothetically, even too, playing the '78 album like you're talking about. So I don't know. Maybe that's it, or maybe it's the re-recorded album with some live tracks thrown in or something. I don't know. Maybe we're getting carried away with all this, but I think that's very realistic what it could be, because they have. If you look at the anthology albums, they've kind of methodically gone through and pulled out the most identifiable themes of each of the films so far on the two anthologies they've done. Like the ones they're going to play in concert the most, the ones that are most instantly identifiable with those films. Even recently doing the stuff with The Thing, and just some of those little unused bits and stuff. So, so Brett thinks it might be the '78 soundtrack as well. Solid says, hopefully news regarding the TV series, but probably isn't that Daniel was talking about. Oh, well, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Maybe he's talking about something else altogether, because, again, I would think that whenever this TV series gets going, I would think and hope they have John Carpenter and Daniel Davies and Cody Carpenter doing the music for it, at least the theme of the show's theme, if not all of the music for it. I hope they do all of it. Maybe it could be that, at least an announcement or something. Maybe he knows something like that's coming. I didn't even consider that it would have to do with the series, but I would hope they would be one of the very first calls as soon as the team is in place for the series. Like, can we at least tap you guys to give us a theme or two for the show, you know, maybe a couple of different themes, even if they're not doing every episode's music. So that's interesting. An upcoming Black Christmas novelization is coming this year by Stop the Killer. Okay. So they never did a novelization to that before, or is this a re-release like Halloween is? Or did Black Christmas never get one in the 70s? Solid Saturn says they should do a proper sequel to the original Black Christmas with Olivia Hussey back. Yeah, I mean, that'd be the original Final Girl. No offense, Jamie, but, you know, I mean, credit where credit's due, right? Jason says, I'm a musician, so I understand why Carpenter is all about the music. Uh, the bigger Genesis, along with the shape expressing the feeling and the atmosphere. Yes, absolutely. Aha, new version with more stuff added to it. Awesome. Very cool. All right, let's jump over here and look at some poll results. You'll recall it's been quite a while since we did a poll here. The last one was 3 long weeks ago, and we asked you at that time, teasing our Dwight Little interview. We wanted to know, what is your favorite opening credits sequence of any Halloween movie? And some of the options we put up, I mean, they're all options, but the 5 options we put up was Halloween 78, Halloween 2, 81, Halloween 4, Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills. They're some of my favorites, of course. And I was thinking Halloween 4 might do a little bit better than it did. I mean, it did come in second place, but it's a pretty distant second place because you can't mess with a classic. Halloween 78 easily dominates with 60% of the total votes. How many votes is that? That's about 164 total votes. Again, how H4 comes in a very distant second with just 13%. Halloween 2 at 10%. In third place, followed down there with just 9% with HK, and with just 8% Halloween 2018. In the comments, Tyler says, I like Halloween Kills opening the best because the 78 flashback. Well, that's not exactly what I was meaning by the opening, but okay. Billy Mincy says, I just love Halloween 4. It's my favorite franchise of them all because it seemed like a new start. Halloween after 1981, Halloween 2, 1988 felt more Halloween. I just love the movie all the way around. All right, well, I hope Billy watched our interview with Dwight Little, where I learned so much about Halloween 4. And Jay Money says Halloween 3. Okay, I appreciate all your comments and participation in the poll. I like all of those I listed. I love H2 going into the skull. I mean, I love H4, and I loved hearing Dwight talk about creating the H4 credits, because that's something that I know I've always just wondered, and it was just, you know, a pure curiosity, just because we all love that sequence so much. Like, where did that come from? Whose idea was that? And he goes right into detail and gives us all of that, which I thought was amazing. Dwight just so generous with his time and with that interview. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so. So like I said, just a few minutes ago, we launched this week's poll, and this one's a little, it doesn't quite tie into anything we're talking about this week. And no, it's not a hint of an upcoming interview like the H4 question was. Although it could be, but it's not. But it could be, but it's not. But it's we're asking, getting back to who is your favorite kill? What is your favorite kill? And we've asked up through H5, and now we want to know, what is your favorite kill in Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers? And among your choices are Jamie Lloyd, extra points if you specify which Jamie Lloyd death in the comments you prefer, theatrical versus producer's cut. You could also, of course, vote for Deborah Strode getting beheaded in amongst the clotheslines. John Strode getting electrocuted. A little hot under the collar. We all love that one. Few characters have it coming as much as John Strode. How about Barry Sims? It's raining red. And then how about that hospital massacre? Come on. It's one of the best parts of Curse. You can find this poll in the community tab right here on the HDN YouTube channel. And comment right now in the live chat. Cast your vote. What's your favorite kill in H6, Curse of Michael Myers? And again, bonus points if you specify which version of kill, if there is different versions, as in the Jamie Lloyd. If you love Halloween, more importantly, if you live Halloween every single day of your life, then you are absolutely in the right place right here on the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. And the most direct way that you can help out and support what we do here at Halloween Daily News is by becoming a channel member. There's just one tier. It's just $5 a month. You get early access to our exclusive interviews, a lot of our exclusive pre-recorded content. Channel members also get access to exclusive merch, discounts, and many videos not made available to the public. There's also going to be members only exclusive live events, giveaways, and lots more. Killer perks you can learn more about in the membership tab. It's basically like Patreon, except here on YouTube. I urge you to consider it. We've got a really awesome, amazing, growing community in there already, and I invite you to become a part of it. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching, and thank you for considering becoming an HDN channel member. Yes, please do consider becoming a channel member for if you just can't get enough HDN and want even more. You can learn about the perks. And to our members, let us hear from you. We're always interested in what more perks we can add to make your $5 a month even more worth it. We're totally into adding more. Let's see. Jason says you can't beat H1. H4 kills has an awesome opening too. Yep. Yeah. I do like the kills opening. I mean, I like all three of the recent ones, but yeah, I mean, those flaming pumpkins and kills is pretty epic. All right, let's do some shout outs real quick here from the various social medias. First up, this let's see. This is maybe an oldie but a goodie. But if we've shared it, we haven't shared it in quite a while. Gotta love this. Posted on the website formerly known as Twitter by Michael Myers at Michael Myers IS. Is that Michael Myers IS? Michael Myers JS, excuse me. Says if you want peace, you must work for justice. Hashtag Michael Myers Monday, hashtag Halloween. And here's another one I liked. Again, mainly due to the message over here, posted also on X by Montage of Flannel @ Flannel Montage. Do I make a post for Michael Myers Monday or Motivation Money? Can it be both? And then they answer and say, y'all better get after it like a serial killer is on your ass. And that's what I love, is that Michael Myers Monday, like I've said, you can adopt it to mean whatever you need it to mean. And in this case, get after it like a serial killer is on your ass. I think advice we could all use right now. Moving over to Instagram, this one I thought was pretty fun. You might remember this video JLC put out a while back. Well, the Pop Fox on Instagram says Happy Michael Myers Monday and shared this version with this great text here, me thinking everything is great, and then here comes my mental health stalking me like the Shape. I thought it was pretty funny. And we're going to jump over now to good old TikTok and our friend at I Wish I Had You All Alone 23, loyal Michael Myers Monday contributor, cosplayer, and so forth, showing off her new plush Michael on the talk. And one more for this week, also from TikTok. This is posted by Johnny Ghoul Bloody today from Michael Myers Monday, and you can see there's quite a few recognizable faces in this one. So there you go for this week's Michael Myers Monday shout outs. Whatever your social media platform of choice is, use the hashtag and tag us, because we're on all of them. You can find us, Halloween Daily News. We're on all of them, even more than these that we listed here. We're on the book too, the Snap, you name it, Threads. We're on all of them. So hit us up, and wherever you're at, make sure you tag us, and make sure you use the hashtag, and then you'll get yourself a shout out here, Michael Myers Monday Live. All right, let's jump over into the live chat once again this evening. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, it has been a minute since we did this, and even though we didn't have that groundbreaking news announcement that I know is coming any minute now, where they're going to announce some really exciting details about this series. While that hadn't happened yet, I did feel like 4 weeks. That's just too long. That's we've hit our limit. We have to converge once again and bring our power rings together. So that's what we did here tonight. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for it. And if you happen to be watching or listening on replay, appreciate you as well. Drop us a comment down below, or just let a jack-o'-lantern in the comments. That always helps. Be sure to hit the like. Yes, Andromeda, you got to get yourself a shirt for sure. Jason's got a sticker, an HDN sticker on your car window. Nice. I love it. Thanks, dude. Look, man, hey, take a picture of that. If you're rocking an HDN sticker on your vehicle, take a picture of it. Tag us like on Instagram or wherever, and we'll repost it. I'd love to see that. That's awesome. And same Andromeda, when you get your t-shirt, or any of you that have a t-shirt or you're thinking about ordering one, again, that goes a long way with supporting us. We're going to be working on getting some new designs out. We do have the Triple M crew on there. So we're going to have to partner up with some artists that are better than me and get some really cool designs. But I'm open to suggestions on that as well. If you guys have ideas of some merch that you want to order, because in the spring store, we can slap our HDN stuff on almost anything, like our HDN jack-o'-lantern here that you see in the corner. I mean, I can put him on coffee mugs and, beanies and hats and sweatshirts and whatever. But and other items too, totes and just all kinds of stuff. So let me know what you might be interested in ordering. Are you more likely to order if it's like a magnet or stickers, like you said, stuff like that? I'd love to hear from you, no matter what. Darth Guyver votes Hospital Massacre and John Strode are definitely the best kills in H6. Yeah, they're pretty hard to beat for sure. I think that Massacre might end up taking it. We'll see. We'll talk about it next week. Again, I don't think I need to tell any of you guys here in the live chat tonight to subscribe. But if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the HDN channel yet, you might as well subscribe because you've watched this long. We do this type of stuff all the time, and it seems like you're probably one of us if you're still here. And it's almost midnight here on the East Coast, and you're still here. So if you haven't, might as well just hit that subscribe button. And then you might as well hit that bell too, so you get notified so you don't miss our live chats, because sometimes there's not a whole lot of notice. Sometimes it's just like a couple hours notice, like today, wanting a ton of notice today. When we do have the guests on, we're going to try to give you a couple days, if not weeks notice, whenever possible, anyway. Andromeda says we should do a double feature t-shirt with thing with 2 heads. So that'd be like a thing with 3 heads type shirt. Yeah, maybe we could talk to them and see if they'd be up with that. We try to get those guys to come on here during a live stream at some point. That'd be pretty cool. And like I said, I do plan to have some more guests on here. I wanted to have somebody lined up and announced for you tonight, but just been a lot going on. And actually today I wasn't in the office most of the day. We were on the road with some family stuff going on just all afternoon. So I haven't had a ton of time to to schedule anything for this month yet as far as live guests here on Triple M. But stay tuned for more, because it's going to happen, and you're not going to want to miss it. A King Ghidorah styled shirt. Yes, I like that. Oh, now I might have to pitch that to him. That's a great idea. That's awesome, guys. All right, so Sean and Christopher, if you happen to be listening this evening or catch this at any point, there you go. You guys, me, thing with 3 heads, King Ghidorah style. There we go. Special t-shirt special. Jason says it's Halloween every Monday here, folks. Hell yes, it is. Well, I mean, it's technically Halloween every day here, but it's Haddonfield Halloween, Halloween in Haddonfield style every Monday for sure. But yeah, I mean, technically every day. Don't even have to wait till Monday for it to be Halloween around here. But you are right about that. All right, guys. Speaking of which, it is almost Tuesday morning here on the East Coast. It's almost midnight. Not that that's the hard cutoff time, but I think that's where we're going to cut it off this evening. Again, subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, all that stuff. We do have some cool interviews coming up, some junkets that we've been invited to, and there'll be some other exclusives. And like I said, if you listen to podcasts, if you're on Spotify, hit that link, give us a follow if you can. Again, just to add to the support if you can, because then that's going to help other people find us, and it's really going to help spread the word about HDN and what we do here through those interviews, hopefully. And then some of them will be joining us here on Triple M Live. So there we go. All right. as always, you guys rock. You're the best. This has been fun. I can't thank you enough for hanging out with us this evening. Keep the conversation going here. I'll keep the live chat up for a little while. I invite you to keep the conversation going. I might chime in a little bit as I'm closing up shop down here in the office tonight. But until the next one, you guys, I'm Matt Arts. For Halloween Daily News, you knew that already. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for your participation, for your support. And again, just let us know what else we can bring to you guys to make these live streams even more exciting. To our members, what else we can offer you as far as perks to make your $5 a month even more worth it. Anything that I can do within our grasp, I'm open to it. So I want to hear from you guys. Don't be shy. Even constructive criticism is good, because I trust you guys here, especially the Triple M crew. Um, you know, more than a lot of other people in my life, but you guys, I trust your opinion on me when it comes to constructive criticism and stuff like that. So chime in with what you want to see here, and as far as memberships, live streams, interviews, all of the above. Always want to hear your thoughts on all of the above. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Good night.